Hello gorgeous people and welcome back to the channel. Today we are embarking on an epic journey, a clash of titans, a saga for the ages. We're diving headfirst into the heart of Northern Europe to answer a question that has plagued discerning travelers for decades: Finland versus Sweden. Which of these Nordic powerhouses deserves your precious vacation time, your hard-earned cash, and your unadulterated adoration? It's a battle of saunas versus fika, of Sibelius versus ABBA, of pristine lakes versus archipelagic wonders. We are going to dissect, analyze, and perhaps dramatically reenact what makes each of these destinations tick, so you can make the absolute best choice for your next unforgettable adventure. Now, let's be clear, this isn't just another travel guide for backpacking 20-somethings trying to find themselves on a shoestring budget. No, darling, this is a bespoke, curated, and dare I say sophisticated comparison, specifically for the traveler who knows what they want. We're talking to the fabulous 40-plus crowd, the seasoned adventurers who appreciate a comfortable bed just as much as a breathtaking view. So, what's on the docket for today's grand competition? We will be judging these two stunning nations on a set of crucial criteria designed for the mature traveler. First, we'll explore the vast array of things to do. Then we'll tackle the practicalities with ease of travel. We'll also immerse ourselves in the past by comparing their most compelling historic sites. And finally, we'll get down to the nitty-gritty of affordability. If you want to follow along with every delicious word, please do yourself a favor and click that little CC button at the bottom of your screen to turn on the captions. And while you're down there, why not show this video some love? Go on, give that like button a firm, satisfying click, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. Let's start with Finland, a country deeply connected to nature. For travelers over 40, Finland is about slowing down and enjoying the moment. The sauna is central to Finnish life. More than just a steamy room, it's a tradition. Picture a lakeside cottage, forest hikes, and relaxing in your own sauna. Feel the heat, then cool off with a dip in the lake. Finland's lakeland is perfect for peace and quiet with thousands of lakes. Kayak on calm waters, surrounded by nature's sounds. Fishing here is a peaceful way to connect with nature. Lapland isn't just for families, it's magical for adults too. In winter, see the northern lights on a reindeer sleigh under the stars. Try dog sledding for a fun, accessible adventure. Now let's look at Sweden, where nature meets cool urban life. Finland is about wilderness. Sweden is about vibrant cities and countryside. Fika is Sweden's signature. More than coffee, it's a way to relax. Stroll through Stockholm's Old Town shop and enjoy the unique vibe. Rest in a cozy cafe with coffee and a sweet treat. Sweden's archipelago has thousands of islands to explore. Take a ferry to island villages like Vaxholm for a unique experience. Find your own quiet spot on a sunlit rock by the sea. Sweden is famous for design. Visit the Design Museum in Stockholm, try glass-blowing workshops, or just enjoy Sweden's beautiful style. So when we place these two magnificent offerings side by side, a clear distinction emerges. It's a classic battle of introversion versus extroversion, of quiet contemplation versus stylish socialization. Finland is the destination you choose when you need to reset your soul. It's for the traveler who finds luxury not in opulence, but in silence, space, and a profound connection to the raw, untamed beauty of the natural world. Sweden, on the other hand, beckons to the traveler who thrives on cultural stimulation and sophisticated pleasures. It offers a vacation that is polished, curated, and effortlessly chic. The experiences here, the sauna, the lake, the northern lights, are deeply personal and meditative. They don't scream for your attention, they whisper, inviting you to listen closely and find peace in their simplicity. This is a vacation for the person who wants to trade city noise for the sound of the wind in the pines, who dreams of watching the sun not set at midnight from the porch of a rustic cabin. The joy here is found in the seamless blend of history, design, and modern urban life. It's for the person who loves browsing artisan boutiques, who appreciates the perfect cup of coffee in a historic square, and who gets a thrill from discovering a new design trend. The activities in Sweden are more outwardly focused, exploring museums, enjoying world-class restaurants, island hopping through a stunning archipelago, and soaking in the vibrant atmosphere of its cities. So for activities, if your soul craves silence and solitude, Finland is your sanctuary. If your spirit yearns for style, culture, and sophisticated indulgence, Sweden is your playground. Now let's get down to the brass tacks, the practicalities, the logistics. How easy is it to actually get around these places? Let's start with Finland. Arriving is a breeze. Helsinki-Vantaa Airport is a major international hub, renowned for its efficiency, cleanliness, and straightforward layout. Once you're in Helsinki, the city itself is wonderfully manageable. The public transport system, comprising trams, buses, and a metro, is punctual, intuitive, and covers all the key areas. Moving beyond the capital, Finland boasts an excellent and reliable long-distance train network operated by VR. These trains are modern, comfortable, and famously on time. However, this is where we encounter a critical point. While travel between cities is superb, exploring the true heart of Finland, the Lakeland region, or the depths of Lapland almost necessitates renting a car. Public transport in these rural areas is sparse and designed for locals, not tourists. To reach that secluded lakeside cottage, to find that hidden national park trail, or to have the freedom to chase the northern lights, you will need your own four wheels. Now let's glide over to Sweden, a country that has practically turned efficient travel into an art form. Arriving at Stockholm Arlanda Airport is your most likely entry point, and from there you are presented with a masterclass in airport-to-city transfers. The Arlanda Express train is a marvel of Scandinavian efficiency, whisking you to Stockholm Central Station in just 18 minutes. It's fast, frequent, and utterly seamless. Stockholm itself is a joy to navigate, with an extensive network of subways, buses, and ferries that are all integrated into a single, easy-to-use ticketing system. The true beauty of Stockholm's transport is how it extends to its famous archipelago. The public ferry system, operated by Waxholmsbolaget, functions like a water-based bus network, making island hopping incredibly straightforward. You can use the same travel card you use for the subway to explore nearby islands, making a day trip from the city an effortless adventure. When we place the two countries' travel systems under the microscope, Sweden emerges with a slight but significant edge, particularly for the traveler who values convenience and flexibility. Sweden makes it genuinely possible to have a rich, varied vacation experience, combining major cities, coastal towns, and even a taste of the countryside without ever needing to get behind the wheel of a car. Alright, let's peel back the layers of time. When we talk about history in this part of the world, we're talking about a saga of kingdoms, empires, and the relentless struggle for identity. Sweden, my friends, steps onto the stage with the confidence of a headliner who's been selling out arenas for centuries. Its history is deeply intertwined with the age of Vikings, the rise of powerful monarchies, and a period where it was a dominant European power. In Sweden, the conversation has to start in Stockholm, specifically in Gamla Stan, the Old Town. This is not just a historic district, it's a living, breathing fairy tale. And at its heart stands the royal palace, an opulent, magnificent beast of Baroque architecture. With over 600 rooms, it's a symbol of the immense wealth and power the Swedish Empire once wielded. A short trip from Stockholm takes you to Drottningholm Palace, the private residence of the Swedish royal family, and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This isn't just a palace, it's an entire 17th century royal domain, perfectly preserved. And for those whose historical tastes lean more towards the nautical and the dramatic, the Vasa Museum is an absolute non-negotiable must-see. This is not just a museum, it is a time capsule. It houses an almost fully intact 17th century ship that sank on its maiden voyage in 1628. The sheer scale of the vessel, salvaged from the seabed after 333 years, is breathtaking. Finland, on the other hand, presents a different, more nuanced story. For much of its history, Finland was caught between two colossal powers, the Swedish kingdom to the west and the Russian Empire to the east. This wasn't a country forging its own empire, it was a land fighting to simply exist, to maintain its unique culture and language against overwhelming pressure. Its history is one of resilience, a quiet but fierce determination that smoldered for centuries before finally igniting into independence in the 20th century. The centerpiece of Helsinki's past is the mighty Suomenlinna, the fortress of Finland. This is no polished palace, this is a gritty, sprawling sea fortress built across 6 interconnected islands. Constructed by the Swedes in the 18th century to defend against Russia, it has lived a complex life, later falling under Russian rule before becoming a symbol of Finnish independence. To walk its windy ramparts, explore its tunnels, and stand before its aging cannons is to feel the strategic importance of this land. It's a raw, elemental site where history feels less curated and more carved by wind, war, and waves. So, what does this mean for you, the discerning 40-plus traveler? It means you're choosing between two fundamentally different historical experiences. In Sweden, you're walking through the polished halls of power, you're exploring the narrative of the victor, the empire builder. Conversely, Finland offers a more intimate and, dare I say, more profound historical connection. Here, you're uncovering the story of the underdog. You're piecing together a history that was almost erased, a culture that refused to be assimilated, For the sheer variety, grandeur, and museum quality, Sweden has the edge for the traditional history enthusiast. But for the traveler who is moved by stories of perseverance, who finds beauty in resilience, Finland offers a historical experience that is both deeply moving and utterly unforgettable. Alright, let's talk money, honey. Because let's be real, a dream vacation can quickly turn into a financial nightmare if you're not prepared, especially when you're navigating the notoriously pricey Nordic region. So how do Finland and Sweden stack up when it comes to your wallet? First, let's unpack accommodations. In Sweden, particularly in major hubs like Stockholm and Gothenburg, the range is vast but leans towards the higher end. A comfortable mid-range hotel room, the kind with a good mattress that won't betray your back, will likely set you back a pretty penny. Finland, on the other hand, often presents a slightly more forgiving landscape for your lodging budget. While Helsinki has its share of luxurious and expensive options, once you venture beyond the capital, you'll find that prices can become significantly more reasonable. Imagine renting your very own lakeside cottage, complete with a private sauna. This isn't some celebrity-level extravagance, it's a quintessential Finnish experience that is surprisingly accessible. Let's move on to one of the most important aspects of any trip, the food. In Sweden, the culinary scene, especially in its cities, is world-class. From Michelin-starred temples of new Nordic cuisine to bustling food halls offering gourmet treats, your taste buds will be in heaven. But your wallet, it might be begging for mercy. This is where the concept of fika becomes not just a cultural tradition, but a budget-saving strategy. This beloved Swedish coffee and cake break is a delightful and relatively affordable way to treat yourself. Meanwhile, over in Finland, the dining scene feels a bit more down to earth, and in many cases, more affordable. Beyond the lounas buffets, Finland's market halls, or kaupahalli, are treasure troves for the budget-conscious foodie. The final piece of our budget puzzle is the cost of actually doing things and getting from A to B. In Stockholm, the tunnelbana metro system is not just a way to travel. It's the world's longest art gallery, with stunning installations at many stations. In Sweden, many of the top-tier museums in Stockholm, like the Vasa Museum or Skansen, come with hefty entrance fees. While they are absolutely worth the price of admission, if you plan on visiting several, the cost can add up quickly. Finland offers a wonderful surprise in this category, a wealth of free or low-cost activities, particularly for nature lovers. The concept of every man's right means you can freely roam the countryside, hike in national parks, forage for berries and mushrooms, and camp in designated areas without paying a cent. So, while Sweden might offer more high-end culinary fireworks, Finland provides more consistent, everyday affordability for keeping yourself well-fed and happy on your journey. For activities, your budget will stretch further in Finland, especially if you love the great outdoors. So here we are at the final judgment. We've weighed the history, the nature, the cost, and the ease of travel. It's time to make the call. For the 40-plus traveler seeking a Nordic escape, which country gets our definitive recommendation? After careful consideration of all the factors, especially those that matter most, as we get a little wiser and perhaps a little less tolerant of needless hassle, our verdict leans in favor of one destination. And that destination, for its unique blend of accessibility, affordability, and unparalleled tranquility, is Finland. Let's be crystal clear, this is not a knock against Sweden. Sweden is a magnificent country. If your primary goal is to dive into a rich tapestry of royal history, experience world-class urban design, and enjoy a vibrant, sophisticated city break, then Stockholm is one of the best destinations on the planet to do it. However, for the traveler over 40, priorities often shift. The appeal of a frantic, packed itinerary gives way to the desire for meaningful experiences and genuine relaxation. Finland excels in providing this. It offers a vacation that feels less like a checklist and more like a deep breath of fresh, clean air. The slightly lower cost of living means your travel budget stretches further, reducing financial stress. The quintessential Finnish experience, the sauna, the lake, the forest, is not just an activity, it's a form of therapy. It's a slower, more contemplative pace of travel that allows for reflection and connection. For its superior value, its unique cultural experiences centered on well-being, and its unmatched ability to provide a truly restorative escape from the modern world, Finland is our top recommendation for the discerning traveler over 40. It's a vacation for the soul. And that brings us to the end of our Nordic deep dive. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through the stunning landscapes and fascinating histories of Finland and Sweden. We put a lot of love and research into these guides, and if you found this video helpful or entertaining, the single best way to support the channel is to give that like button a little tap. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you been to Finland or Sweden? Do you agree with our verdict, or would you crown a different winner? Your insights are incredibly valuable, not just to us, but to the entire community of travelers watching. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, travel safely, travel wisely, and never stop exploring. We'll see you in the next video.